I think there are several opportunities for the Secretary of State to act in that collaborative relationship with a great technologist that we have right here in California.
This is Brian Kaye for Cal Watchdog here with Pete Peterson, candidate for California Secretary of State. So it sounds like to me there's a lot of technological updates that are necessary in the Secretary of State's department, not to mention the rest of our state government, but particularly with the office you're seeking.
Right, in both the voter engagement side as well as the business engagement side. So there's not only the technology around the voter database, there's technology in the voting booth. If there's one oxymoron we have in California, it's the term voting technology. We don't have that here. And in many ways, almost every other state is doing a better job of using technology in the voting booth than we are.
And we're the global leader in technology.
That's right. And there seems to be this impermeable wall around Sacramento that disallows any attempt at bringing great, fresh ideas into that office.
And as Secretary of State, would you be able to, you don't have a vote on budget issues or legislative issues, you're not a legislator in this position, you would be able to unilaterally institute some of these changes.
Right, and some of the things I'm excited about that I see the beginning glimpses at. So for example, the Cal Access database is the voter donation database. And it's one of the worst campaign finance databases that we have in America. And what happened in this past year is the Secretary of State had to be sued to release the data in an open format so that nonprofit civic organizations could create their own campaign finance databases. And so today, the best campaign finance database, the one that's easiest to use, is actually not in the Secretary of State's office, but it's with an organization called MapLight. And I see the future of technology in Sacramento, not just Sacramento buying technology, but developing collaborative relationships with these civic organizations like Code for America, MapLight, Brigade is a new firm that started up, that is willing to take the data that we provide, and then the Secretary of State essentially becomes a partner with them as they create it themselves. And I think there are several opportunities for the Secretary of State to act in that collaborative relationship with a great technologist that we have right here in California.
So one of the unique advantages the state of California has, as you know, is the Silicon Valley. It's probably the driving force behind our innovation, our obviously technology, but also our economic power and continuing economic power globally. What can the Secretary of State's office do to help continue to facilitate that type of dynamic and make it so we can grow even more startups in California, as opposed to have them leave to go other places?
Well, I think there are two great opportunities for our next Secretary of State. Number one is to make it easier and cheaper to start up a business here in California. And a lot of the folks that I work with who are entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley understand how difficult it is to work with this office. It is very antiquated in its systems. And as we were talking before about the $800 a year business franchise tax, we make it very expensive to start up. So we need to make it easier for these entrepreneurs who, by the way, are going down into the teenage years, right? We have teenagers that are looking to start up their businesses. We need to make it easier for them to do that.
Yeah, I saw that commercial on television where it's a cell phone commercial, and the girl's talking about her 5-year-old friend. He's he just sold a startup.
Right, and that really is the future of startups in many ways here in California. The second thing is we need to be inviting these technologists into Sacramento to provide their expertise to an office that desperately needs it. And one of the things I'm really excited about, having worked with a lot of technology companies in the Silicon Valley, is that we have those relationships that we really should be accessing, not only in areas of campaign finance, but in startup areas, and in bringing technology to make it easier for voters to be better informed. And so I'm really looking forward to getting the opportunity as the next Secretary of State to be accessing those relationships and bringing them to Sacramento.